soda. It's just a large added expense when we can just do filtered water for a much cheaper cost. Well, when family and friends found out, they got angry. Some didn't really care, but some are really upset about it, saying that I can just have an open bar so I don't have to pay for drinks. We could, but still have to pay for the bartender, and we just really don't want to bother with alcohol there. Or we should at least have soda, because how can we expect everyone to drink only water? The kids will be upset, the wedding will be boring, that this is not how weddings work, etc. So am I the arsehole? I didn't think this would be a problem. It's only water. I mean, don't most people drink water every day anyway? Should we pay the extra to have soda to make the family happy? To be honest, I think not having alcohol at a wedding is perfectly fine, but only serving water is odd. Like, there are plenty of non-alcoholic drinks you can offer that are pretty cheap. And if you're doing it because you can't afford anything, then maybe don't have that many guests. I wouldn't say they're an arsehole, but this is just weird. Am I the arsehole for going off on my wife for commenting about our 3-week-old daughter's looks? My daughter, our second child, is 3 weeks old. Pre-pregnancy, my wife was diagnosed with general anxiety disorder and depression, and in the days since birthing our baby girl is most definitely experiencing postpartum depression. Our first child, our son, looks very much so like her. In fact, if you look at baby photos of my wife, they look almost exactly like our son's baby photos. And my wife is a looker, so my son is damn cute, thank you very much. Our daughter got a bit more of my side's gene pool. Her hairline kinda has a widow's peak, which I've had since I was a baby. Her lips are relatively thin, like me. Her nose is a little larger than our son's was. I have a Middle Eastern classic hook nose. Nearly every day in my daughter's 21 days on this earth, my wife has made a comment to baby girl about how she's so sad she got daddy's features. Some of the things wife has said to baby girl: "Don't worry, I'll get you a nose job as soon as you're old enough. I wish you had gotten more of my features. My family is beautiful and all the women are timeless. Your dad's family, not so much. Son has the beautiful pouty lips and you got stuck with those pencil lips. Ooh, it's really tough being a girl." Up until yesterday, I was taking a softer approach with comments like, "Okay, be nice," and "Okay, chillax." But today I had enough and just snapped and yelled at her for like 5 minutes straight, and I cursed quite a bit too. The gist of my statements were, I don't care if she can't yet understand what you're saying, stop putting that shit out into the universe. Son can understand you, so stop this garbage. moment for us. It was the same birthday my mum took me. But instead, my daughter started panicking uncontrollably and wanting my sister-in-law. She didn't want to do it without my sister-in-law there. At this point, I decided to put my foot down. I've been trying to decrease the visits and the FaceTimes, but now my husband is catching on. I try to explain my daughter needs to spend time with us as a family without outside influences, and she needs to bond with her mother without being confused. He says I'm being selfish. I don't see how it's selfish to want to repair my relationship with my child. He says that it's unfair to my daughter, and I explained yes it is, but he's making it 1,000 times worse by not ripping off the band-aid. I've worked so hard to get my family back, meanwhile my husband will not even give me an inch. It's frustrating that I'm always made out to be the bad guy when all I want is to fix things. Am I the arsehole? Yes, she's absolutely the arsehole. She can repair her relationship with her daughter without trying to damage the one the daughter has with the aunt. Like, you can have more than one meaningful relationship in a family, and if she carries on that way, she might just push her daughter away further anyway. She's very obviously just jealous of the aunt, and she just needs to get over that and work through that herself. Am I the asshole for not packing my brother's luggage and letting him get arrested? My parents and brother seem to consider me his servant since he was born. Don't know why though, it's not cultural, we're as homegrown as can be. He is 5 years younger than me and has always been spoiled. Whatever, I got out and got my education. Thanks to my dual citizenship, I was able to get a job in Vancouver, Canada in the film industry, and I like to think I'm doing well. I met my boyfriend here and we will see where that goes. My parents brought my brother up to visit me last week. My brother is on his gap year and my parents wanted to take him skiing up here. They stayed with me for a couple of days on their way home. It was great to see them even though they tried to turn me into his maid again. On their way home, he tried to tell me to pack his bag for him. I politely told him to get fucked. I wasn't in our parents' house and I didn't have to follow their rules. He got angry and just crammed his stuff in his bag. Fun fact about cannabis in Canada, each province sets their age limit for use. Next door in Alberta, you can buy alcohol and weed at 18. In my province, it's 19. There are also signs all over the airport that say not to travel with that over the border, even if it is legal in your state. Guess what he had in his luggage? Guess he got in trouble for not being careful about his luggage. My parents are mad at me because I was so irresponsible to let him pack that in his luggage. My brother thinks I'm an arsehole for not packing his luggage, and I actually feel quite badly about that idiot getting in trouble. He's a spoiled little jerk, but I do love him, and if he had asked me nicely, I would have helped him pack and reminded him of the law. Definitely not the arsehole. It's his own fault, and I don't know how they're trying to make it out to be the OP's fault. The brother just seems like a spoiled brat. Am I the arsehole for telling my sister she's the reason our parents are divorcing? About a month ago, my 24 male parents, 55 female, 57 male, announced they were getting divorced. This has been quite a shock to most people as they seem to be having no issues out of the ordinary. However, I have been the one privy to the information of why they are divorcing. It's because of my sister Anne, 26 female. Anne is a deadbeat. She has never worked more than 14 hours a week since getting expelled from college for multiple acts of cheating and code of conduct violations 5 years ago. All she does is sit at home most days watching TV or going over to her loser boyfriend's house to get high. She feels no need to support herself and expects my parents to carry her through life. She's been in therapy since she was 14 but cannot keep one for more than a year because she gets dropped as a client due to her lying and inability to show up to appointments. My parents have spent over a decade trying to get some mental issue pinned down for Anne, and all they've gotten is she's just a lazy narcissist. Last year, my mum genuinely concerned I might be a sociopath. When she got home, she went straight to bed. I tried to sit with her and she told me not to touch her. Our oldest asked me why their mum was in such a bad mood, and when I told him, he laughed at the joke. I think my wife is being extremely sensitive about this, but I also can understand this might be a time and place situation. Still, I think place should be my own home. Am I the asshole for telling a morbid joke? I think this one's difficult. I don't think he's necessarily an asshole for telling the joke, because as he said, people do cope in different ways, and I guess you could say, like, he's trying not to exclude their son just because he's no longer around. However, now that he's realised his wife does not like the jokes and that they upset her, he should be way more considerate and not joke around her, but also apologise for the joke and that it has upset her, rather than saying that it's her fault or that she's extremely sensitive. Like, of course she is. Her son's died, and as far as she's concerned, the dad's acting in an unacceptable way. He should respect his wife's grieving style, just like he wants her to respect his. Maybe just keep the jokes to someone he knows would appreciate it, and realise that his wife is not the person to joke to. Am I the asshole for telling my sister that our parents don't have to agree with our relationship? My 21 female sister isn't accepted by my 29 male parents for being gay. For some context, my little sister is a lesbian. Our family does not support her decisions, but I don't give a fuck who she sleeps with. When she came out, she was distanced from the family, but we started talking again after finding out our father is dying. After things in the family were rocky for a long time, we decided to all get together at my parents' house. My dad said he wanted to put all of the drama and bickering aside, and if we have a problem with each other, we can wait until he passes. Everyone agrees, including my sister, so I was expecting to have a nice family barbecue. My family wanted to meet my sister's girlfriend and insisted that she brought her over. We were all excited to meet her. My sister's girlfriend seemed like a nice girl, but she was very standoffish. She kept to herself and didn't speak much to my parents and me. For the most part, she was glued to my sister. This caused some awkward silence. I started asking about their relationship. How did they meet? How long have they been together? And I even joked around about if she hurt my sister, blah blah blah. My parents started acting stranger by each question. I asked my mum what was wrong, and her response was, "This isn't right." I could tell my sister and her girlfriend were uncomfortable, and my dad tried to calm my mum down. My sister, probably fed up with being treated like shit for the last few years, spoke up and asked my parents what was the point of inviting them if she wasn't going to be okay with seeing them together. This caused my mother to explode with anger because she felt like my sister was being disrespectful. My mother goes on to say a lot of other things that I'm not going to say because I will be banned. My sister started to cry and hyperventilate. Her girlfriend starts to comfort her and tries to get her to calm down, and this causes my mum to tell her that if you're going to be dramatic and act like a child, you need to leave. You're upsetting your father. Before my sister could respond, her girlfriend is grabbing their things and taking my sister to the car. I tried to rationalise this whole situation with my parents. They were no use. They thought she was putting on a show in front of her girlfriend to make them look bad. They proceeded to say that they're allowed to be uncomfortable and feel differently than her. I explained to them that this is who she loves, and no one has to agree with it, but we should still love her. I've tried talking to my sister about the whole situation, and apparently I defend our parents too much. I told her that our parents don't have to agree with our relationship, but they should. She told me that I'm being an arsehole for expecting her to pretend just because our dad is dying. Am I the arsehole? Yeah, he's being an arsehole. He acknowledges that the parents are homophobic and obviously does try to defend his sister, but why is he defending the parents' actions? They're not excusable. There's not a middle ground with homophobia. You either think it's wrong or you're homophobic. The parents are definitely homophobic. I'm pretty sure there's no ads on there and you can still listen while your phone's locked or you're doing something else. Like, it won't close down like it does on YouTube. And obviously this will be free. I do not want money. I'm pretty sure public posts on there can be seen